Yeah, it's been a difficult time for the staff, and I think we've had the benefit that every day a young player comes in, he's got a smile on the face, and I think the minute you go on the training pitch, there's an enthusiasm comes from that, and that's helped, I think, the staff get through what has been a difficult time. But from our point of view, what's happened has happened. I think we're now looking positively into the future. We've got a great ambition with what we want to achieve. We've got a vision to take the club and indeed the academy forward, and I think with the gaffer coming on board, it's been an exciting time for both staff and players to be at Rangers.
Mark, how much potential do you see in the kind of the structure here and the young players that you've got at your disposal who could get into the first team?
Tremendous. For me, the first day here, you look at the squad we had training with us and the number of academy graduates that are in that squad. That tells you all you need to know. So we had the boys coming through, the likes of Fraser and Barry and Robbie Crawford, etc. Andy Murdoch. There's a number of boys who have come through the process, with the first team squad and dealing with the first team squad. So that's a great sign for me in the first few days. And then the work with Craig since then tells me the academy's in great shape. There's a great crop of players coming through. I watched the 17s to 20 the other night, and the quality level is good, and it has to be high. It's not a given that they come through and just play in the first team. It's a high standard, big transition to make, and they have to be armed with the qualities to make that transition. So hopefully the work being done and the help we can give and the help from the fund will be enormously beneficial.
Can you see some of those in the academy currently featuring in your first team this season?
That's the whole aim. Without that, there's no point having an academy. This season definitely there's players coming through. I'm watching the players now, and the quality is good. The quality is good. You say if they're good enough, they're old enough, but they have to be good enough. It's as simple as that. And delighted to see the quality of the players so far, and looking forward to seeing more of them in the weeks ahead.
Can you bring us up to date with your recruitment process at the moment? What's first of all the situation with Andy Halliday?
Andy's done very well, and Andy's in the process of signing for Rangers Football Club, which is I'm delighted to say that, and he's done really well for us. 23 years old, good quality, good number of league appearances under his belt already for a young player, and he'll bring good quality to the squad.
Will that be ratified in today? Is that pretty much done?
I hope so very much.
And you've also had Jason Holt here. What's the status with him?
We're looking at people. It's not about numbers. People get confused about adding numbers to a playing squad. You add quality to a playing squad. If you want numbers, we go to Craig and say what boys have done well. It's about adding quality in the key areas to the playing squad. So we are still relatively light, but it's a good place to be right now. We're hoping to make 2 or 3 more moves in the days and weeks ahead, and be in a good position come 8th of August.
Like James Trevernier, I think, was a bid rejected from Wigan.
We're just working on a number of such targets, and this time of year, there's a number of clubs going after the same player. So from our point of view, all we can do is do our homework, do our due diligence, and hopefully get the players we want.
Have you found you've been impacted by the fact that Rangers are in the Championship, or is that affecting
No,
those decisions?
not at all. People always ask that question, understandably so. But the fact of the matter is, you walk around Murray Park, you walk around iBox, and you've sold Rangers Football Club. It's as simple as that.
When you look at the squad you've got at the moment, I know you say that you're still looking to add. If you were to start the season with the squad that you've got at the moment, would you be satisfied?
I'd be satisfied, of course I would be. Absolutely. The way they've applied themselves, the quality they've shown over the last 2 weeks has been outstanding. But we're always looking to strengthen. The moment we stop looking to strengthen, we're finished. Finished as a football club. So we have to keep moving forward and keep adding quality where and when we can, at the right price. It represents value for the club. So a lot of work going on behind the scenes. We're hopeful on 2 or 3 more, and see where we are come the start of the season.
You said you'd been given assurances about your playing budget prior to making your commitment to Rangers Football Club. Do you have as much as you thought you did?
Yeah, so far we've gone for certain players, and we've got certain players. You look at we wanted to get really strong competition in the goalkeeping area. We got Wes came in, the likes of Rob Keane and Danny Wilson coming in. We're making good progress, and as I say, there's going to be hopefully 2, 3, 4 more that we're looking at to target and secure in the coming days.
And are you finding it easier to put that sale forward and say, I want these guys? Is it an easy sell for you to your directors?
No, it's never an easy. It shouldn't be an easy sell, I don't think. I think we have to always put forward a case as to why we want a certain player. I think it was an easy sell, I think, in a weak position. Why do you want that player? What qualities will he bring? Is it value longer term? Is it a short-term fix? No, it's not. This is the reason why. We like young, hungry players. We like the senior mentors as well to come and help the younger players come through. It's about getting the balance right and making sure every single player has value. If we do that, we'll be in a good position.
Can you give us a specific idea roughly of how many players you would ideally, what would be your best case scenario? If
you looked at my old club last year, I think in the entire Football League we used the fewest number of players. We used 24 all season, 5 of whom only played one 90-minute game. So that tells you that we want a lean, hungry squad. Players have to see the first team. If you can imagine you train every day, week in, week out, and you can't see the first team. If you're training on a Friday and the bus disappears down the drive and you're not on that bus and have no hope of getting on the bus, that's a terrible place to be. And all we have then is a dissatisfied dressing room, lacking focus and concentration. So keep it lean, keep it hungry, give every player a sight of the first team. That includes the ones coming from Craig in the academy.
Andy Halliday was a young player here who left at the age of 15, I believe. So how important is it to properly identify that talent coming through when he had to leave the club to get opportunities? Yeah,
but very often that is the case. Everyone's got different dates of maturity or stages of maturity, and in Andy's case, great work the club and the academy have got him through, given him the basic skills. He's had to go away and develop those skills, and that happens many, many times. And the draw of a club like Rangers, obviously they come back here more frequently, but the fact is they have to go away and they have to have the opportunity to be challenged, and likewise Craig and the teams have to get the right type of challenges to prepare them for that transition we spoke about earlier. That's a big leap. It's not a given that you just come out of your 20s and straight into first team. Far from it. They've got to be given the chance to be as good as they can be to make that transition.
And these are completely different times. I mean, when Andy left, there weren't so many opportunities for young boys to come through. Clearly, you're saying there are. If they're good enough, they'll get in.
Absolutely. There's no point having an academy if there's no pathway for the players. And the first day, Craig and I, a delighted pleasure for me, because I know how Craig thinks about the game. We have identical views about how the game should be played, the philosophy at the club, the discipline within the playing department, the football department. And I've got no doubt that going forward, that bond will get stronger.
Nicky Law said you've had one-on-one sessions with all the players when you came in. Why do you feel that's an important thing to do?
I think for me that should also be a given. I mean, the fact is, they're coming here to work, and you want to talk to them and find out what they're about, what makes them tick, what problems have they had faced in the past, how can you help, and the door's always open. And I think sometimes that phrase is used too easily, but the door is open. If there's a problem, come and talk to us. And they need to have that reassurance. They're coming to work in a competitive environment. You talked about 22, 23, 24 players all fighting for 11 shirts. So you have to maintain a unity and a harmony, at the same time make sure that competitive nature is in place. So this environment here in the football department has to be right. This is their place of work, and our job as a support network around the players is to make sure the environment's the best it can be. If we do that, then we'll be all right.
He says you've set certain standards. Can you give us some insight into what?
Just what you'd expect. Just what you'd expect. I think discipline's important, timekeeping's important, appearance is important, and respect the way you talk to each other is important. So, as I say, from my point of view, I know Craig feels the same way, that if people don't want to conform to that, no problem, but they won't be at the Rangers Football Club.
You've been in a few weeks now. Is it what you expected, or have there been any surprises?
Look around you here, it's magnificent. It's magnificent. This is, as I say, every day you come here to work, and what a great place to come to work. So, delighted with that. Some really good people here who are passionate and want the club back to where it belongs. So, every effort is focused on that, taking Rangers back to where we hope it can be.
David Weir obviously said that finding players is harder because of the scouting system. Are you any further forward in getting a remedy to that? We have to
look at the various areas of weakness, perceived weakness, and see how we can strengthen them. But like the players, we can't rush into it. It's about getting the right individuals in the right roles. So when the right person's available, we'll make that move. But right now, we're looking around and assessing what we have. A big mistake you make, I think, at a new club is to walk in and immediately discard good people. Look at how good they can be and what they can offer, and then take it from there.
Do you have someone specific in mind?
We have targets, as with players. Absolutely. Enough said. moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you.